So, I'm going to talk about chamomile in this one. And chamomile is one that, even if you're not, again, if you're not really into supplements, you've probably heard of it. It's sold a lot of places. Like, I get mine, like, right at the local grocery store. And, it is, it's one of the, it's actually multiple plants. It's a family of plants, but it's usually referring to probably German chamomile, which is the one that's most widely used for medicinal purposes. So, let's see. Chemically, it has over 100 different things in it that I guess have some sort of a biological effect. But there's two main ones that we know of in chamomile. One of them is apigenin. I guess I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not 100% sure. And that's like the one that people most associate with chamomile. There's another one called bisabolol, I guess. I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But it's important because it makes up a large portion of the volatile oil of chamomile, like the essential oil, you know, like out of all the compounds. Basically, it's one of the more prevalent ones, and you know, it has some antimicrobial effects and anti-inflammatory effects, I guess, like a lot of these things do. I don't know how effective it is, but those are the two main ones that are associated with it. So, let's see here. Chamomile works on, like, pharmacologically, the apigenin, for one, works on GABA receptors. Some of these other compounds in there do also work on those receptors and have a sedating effect, but that's not real well understood. So anyway, just looking at the plant as a whole, chamomile does activate GABA receptors. Specifically, it works on the same receptors that benzos work on. And there's some other things, and there's a lot of things that chamomile has been. A lot of health claims have been made for it, but I don't know. There really isn't a whole lot of research to back this up. You know, mostly it's like the same thing that you see everywhere, like animal studies and maybe human studies, but they're like pilot studies, and of course, much like test tube studies. But it looks promising so far. So there is a bunch of other things out there. I'm just talking about the psychoactive effects in this one. So anyway, though, when I'm talking about the pharmacology, I don't know like what the method of action is supposed to be for, like, let's say anti-inflammatory effects, but it does work on benzo receptors, okay, like GABA receptors, GABA A, and it is basically very good for what you'd think. It's very sedating, it's good for stress, anxiety, you know, helping to go to sleep, and in my personal experience with it, that's really all it's good for, is helping you to just wind down and go to sleep. You might think that if it works on the benzo receptors that it would be good recreationally, and it really isn't. It's just too sedating. It's only good for just sedation. It's pretty good. I mean, for that, it's good. If you're helping to go to sleep, that's like the first thing I recommend to people, supplement-wise. You know, a lot of people are familiar with melatonin as well. I don't really think melatonin is good for that. My first choice would always probably be chamomile. It's you know, it's cheap. It's easy to prepare. Oh, speaking of preparation, you can get it in capsules. You can also make, I guess, like a tea out of it, which is what I do. Yeah, okay. So not everything in there is water soluble. So you're going to get, it's going to be more efficient if you take the capsules. Those were probably prepared using like ethanol or something to help extract the stuff, so you get like the full spectrum. But you know, if you basically, then if you just drink the tea, stuff's going to be less available. You got to drink more of it to get the same effect. But that's probably the most readily available. Then so that's that. And my personal experience, like the only thing that I really use it for is to help go to sleep, and it actually works so good. I don't drink it unless I really do want to go to sleep. And I think that's it for chamomile, honestly. So until next